Hey everybody, I'm Awesome Allen.
And I'm Rad Ryan, bringing you our very first Gamer Rant.
Our topic for today, GameStop. Now, if you ever type the word GameStop in the YouTube search engine, you can't help but be bludgeoned by these so-called rants about it. While some issues are justified, many complaints come off as uninformative and just flat-out retarded. Make no mistake, we are not here to glorify GameStop. We're just here to set things straight.
So sit back, grab a Diet Coke, or even a package of bread if you prefer, and enjoy the video.
I'm Awesome Allen.
And I'm Rad Ryan, and this is Gamer Rants. To start things off, let's address an issue that is most common on YouTube. That's right, GameStop's trade-in procedures. To break it down for the 3 or 4 of you who happen to watch random YouTube videos and have never even been inside of a GameStop, they offer you the privilege to trade in your old games, accessories, movies, etc. As long as your materials are in good condition, GameStop will quote you a value that your games are worth to the store. This value can be based on many different things, such as game popularity, how long the game has been out, how rare the game is, and even profit margin.
For example, you can bring in a copy of Marvel vs. Capcom 2, BioShock, and a slimline PSP, and walk out of there with anywhere from $125 to $150 in store credit, which, in my opinion, is not that bad. Now on the opposite end, we have here a copy of Madden 2003, Beautiful Joe 2, and a Game Boy Advance SP, which will only get you around $25 in store credit. As you can see, trade-in value is largely considered by the factors we had previously mentioned.
GameStop is a business, granted a very successful one. Anyone who knows anything about business knows that there has to be a market and a good profit margin, supply and demand. At the time of this video, they would be selling Madden and Beautiful Joe for $5 each and a Game Boy Advance SP for $50. So they would have made around 59% profit off of your games. Now, some pig-like children will inform you that GameStop makes over 200%.
More than 200. That's like 600% profit.
I'm sorry, 600% profit. He claims that his Mortal Kombat game was sold at GameStop for $2, which they sold back for $18, which, may be true, but then he claims that Play and Trade would have given him $16 for it, which I find highly unlikely. Then again, maybe Porky's right, and Play and Trade is giving way too much for a Mortal Kombat game, which will soon cause the business to take a fatality.
I think this little piggy has no idea what he's talking about. Or maybe he's just purposely exaggerating the numbers just to feed his hunger for views, for subscribers, for everything. Why does he have so many useless videos? Why? It's not something to be proud about. What the crap?
Now, back to the previous subject. Most people won't take into consideration the profit that GameStop makes on new games. GameStop pays distributors about $52 per game that they sell for $60 to customers. That's only a 13% profit. Now also take into consideration of a possible price drop. Some games sell so horribly at launch that the price drops to around $30. So now GameStop is actually losing $22 for every game they sell. Granted that doesn't happen very often, but anyone can see that little to no profit is made off of new games. GameStop makes their money off of used stuff, and that money is of course used to pay the rent, pay the employees, the managers, and the GameStop corporation as a whole. Like I said earlier, GameStop is a business. GameStop is doing everything it can to stay a successful business, and they do that by paying $2 for Mortal Kombat. Still whining about it? Take a college business class.
And on top of that, if you think your Mortal Kombat game is worth more than $2,
Don't sell the game.
No one is forcing you to do so, so why are you so mad? Keep it. Give it to a friend. Give it to somebody at a birthday party. Or even a small, needy orphan. Or if you still really need the money, sell it on eBay. Get its full value and overcharge for shipping. But unfortunately, most people don't do that because they are just too lazy or afraid of the internet. But don't get pissed off that you sold your copy of Jak and Daxter for $1 and go whine to the internet about it when you had so many other options at your disposal, you freak.
Then we have this inbreeding retard who is mad at GameStop for not taking his PS2 because the serial number had been rubbed off. The reason they can't is because it's illegal.
This is illegal.
National law dictates that every retailer who deals in video games needs to keep track of every console they buy and sell in case a console ever gets stolen. They are legally obligated not to buy the PS2. And then he got mad at them for not buying his DDR that didn't have the game. Don't believe us? See for yourself.
They wouldn't take DDR because it didn't have the game with it because I lost the disc a long time ago.
We don't even know what to say about that. All we do know is that this guy needs to climb down from Brokeback Mountain and get over it.
Look at this one. Oh my God. You look like some kind of super nerd. You know, that was built. It looks like you were built in a laboratory out of parts from a lesser nerd. You know, like he's a bionic nerd, if you will.
Now here we have Dan the Norseman, who claims this.
Any old Segas, they don't have any of the old Nintendos or anything. It's just new games. What the
His complaint is that GameStop doesn't sell old games anymore. Well, believe it or not,
Those games don't sell anymore.
most people are getting them on the Virtual Console, Xbox Live Marketplace, the PlayStation Network, emulation, and eBay.
I hear that. I work at a local video game store that sells old games. And quite frankly, they sell like crap. GameStop cut it off because it wasn't profitable. It wasn't worth the time nor the space. In today's day and age, you can get any game you want online. And don't complain because you can't find the games that the angry video game nerd has reviewed at GameStop.
And remember, blasting off Metroid in the background while sporting your power bracelets and helmet do not make you look cool or give you immunity to stupidity. In closing, with YouTube, any moron can turn on their webcam and spout all the poo that they want. On the subject of GameStop, they throw out exaggerated numbers, express their opinions as fact, and think that just because they talk about games on YouTube that they are the gods of gaming. Ranters need to come up with legitimate reasons as well as hard facts before attempting to rant. But instead, we get this monstrosity.
Drops in price. Ooh, $7. You can return it for $7 less than you bought it for. Even though
old Segas for $10 a piece. I'm getting Game Genies for like $2. I'm getting vintage, rare old games for like $5.
So I had this, and they would not take it because of the little serial codes. Who makes up a rule like that? I mean, yeah, sure, it could be stolen, maybe.
people like me have to put up with it, why? Because it's there. It's the only thing there. It's a monopoly. And guess what? We all have to deal with it by... GameStop offered me $2 for Mortal Kombat. I went to play a trade. They gave me $16.
Me and Cody, we were just pulling out.
I heard they're building a GameStop in my town. Me, Nerdicus, and a few other kids are gonna go get jobs there.
Pulling out of the pawn shop. Me and Cody, we were just pulling out. Pawn shops are not reliable sources to bring any kind of video game.
Seriously?
I'm gonna spend $100 for a DS Lite.
They had the old vintage systems hooked up, and you could even play them.
Me and Cody, we were just pulling out.
I could buy one game, and it could circle around the earth. Just being used.
Well, that about wraps up our GameStop Ranters rant. Tune in whenever we feel like it for upcoming rants.
I'm Awesome Allen.
And I'm Rad Ryan saying, The rant is on.
Diddy Kong.
What?